What's going on, everyone? Talon here, and today we're going to be doing another episode of Can They World Boss. And for today's episode, we are going to be looking at Gwenpool. Okay, so here's Gwenpool, and we're going to go ahead and take her through all the world bosses and see how she can do against them. My build for Gwenpool that you're going to see in this video is going to be linked in the description below. It's going to be the same stats as the review video I did on her previously. So, with that being said, we're going to be doing the same rules as before. We're going to be having Gwenpool as our main DPSer, but I will still switch between the other characters, and I will still use the other characters some, but Gwenpool is going to be the main attraction here. She's going to be doing the majority of the DPS, and she will be on the field for the majority of the time. And unlike the other video, I'm going to try something a little different in this one. I am going to speed up the fights instead of having them play at normal speed. Please let me know if you prefer this or if you like the longer videos. And with that being said, let's go on to the first fight. First fight we have here is going to be Gwenpool versus Proxima. So let's see how she does.
This is a Chuki Beat production.
Alright, so that was Gwenpool versus Proxima, and as you could see there, Gwenpool didn't really have any problems at all beating Proxima. You just kind of have to be careful there at the end, not to get hit by any of these spears that are flying around, because if you get stun locked, Gwenpool is a little squishy, so she will die pretty fast if she gets caught in that stun. But besides that, she's pretty easy character and pretty safe to play against Proxima. So let's go ahead and move on to the next one. Alright, so our next one is going to be Gwenpool versus Black Dwarf. Let's bring her in and see how she does. Alright, as expected, Gwenpool was not able to beat Black Dwarf. Most characters that do physical damage do have a hard time beating Black Dwarf, and Black Dwarf is one of those characters that has attacks that are hard to avoid, so he is definitely one of the more difficult world bosses, and the most difficult in my opinion. So with that being said, we're going to go ahead and move on to the next one. Okay, so now we have Gwenpool versus Corvus. Let's bring her in and see how she does. Alright, not too many problems here for Gwenpool. She was able to beat Corvus without much difficulty. So let's go ahead and move on to the next one. Alright, next is going to be Supergiant. So let's bring Gwenpool in here and see how she does. Alright, so not much problems here as well. Gwenpool is able to beat Supergiant without much difficulty. The only thing you have to worry about is not getting stun locked by the orbs. So pretty much if you avoid those, you're good to go. So now let's go ahead and move on to the next one. Okay, so now we have Gwenpool versus Ebony Maw. So let's bring her in here and see how she does. Okay, so Gwenpool was able to beat Ebony Maw as well. It was a little more of a difficult fight for her, but Ebony Maw does give quite a few characters problems just because of his teleportation, how he can cancel a lot of your skills out mid-animation. So that can be really annoying because it catches you off guard, causes your character to pause, and then you can get hit by his pillars or one of his meteorites or something like that. So it makes the fight a little trickier, and you just kind of have to be on your guard the whole time. But Gwenpool can manage this fight, so this is going to be another pass for her. So let's go ahead and move on to the final boss. We're going to go ahead and see Thanos. Alright, so here we have Thanos, the Mad Titan himself, versus Gwenpool. So let's bring her in here and see how she does.
This is a Chuki Beat production. This is a Chuki Beat production.
Okay, so Gwenpool was able to clear Thanos. It was a more difficult battle for her because you do have to be pretty patient and wait for your opportunities. And because of that, it does take most of the time to beat him, but it is doable. So Gwenpool, in my opinion, definitely a very strong character. She can clear 5 out of the 6 world bosses reliably. So if you're looking for a character to help you get more clears for the world bosses, I would definitely recommend Gwenpool. She doesn't take too much skill to use. You pretty much just have to know the rotation of the world bosses skills so you know when to have your opportunity to attack. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and let me know if you like this style of video better than how I did the first video of Silk. And then I will catch you in the next one.